Hey, welcome to the Backyard Blitz. It's Wednesday. Hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm still full. I don't know if I can still eat anymore. Like, I probably gained like 10 pounds. Drew's wiping his nose. He was a little under the weather. Slick, what's going on, man? What are you boys doing?
What's up? What's up? Excuse me. Whoa.
What's up, boys? Yes, that is correct, BP. We had so much fun on last week's episode that the slinger himself caught a little bug. So once Thursday rolled around, I was able to go down the little turkey, little stuffing. But after that, man, I was out for the count. I was out until about Sunday night. Finally started feeling a little bit better yesterday, and I'm feeling pretty good today. So, of course, little grandpa's old cough medicine never hurt anybody. So
Never hurt anybody.
My first drop since last week. So
nice. What's going on, Slick, man? Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I was kind of like Drew. I wasn't under the weather. Like, as far as family, that's always a plus. But from Thanksgiving night to probably like Monday early morning on my way to work, my stomach was messed up. Like,
damn.
I ate a bunch of oxtails, and I don't know if like it was undercooked or it was bad. I don't know what it was, but I've never felt that way. Never. Yeah. My stomach has never felt that way.
Too much figgy pudding there.
What is an oxtail?
It's a form of meat. I just know Black culture, we eat a lot of it.
Oxtail.
Oh, and Jamaicans eat a lot of oxtails too. But theirs is curry. It's actually a tail, but it's not from an ox for real.
Is it like a cow tail?
No, it's not.
No, they're caramel with cream filling. You never had a cow tail, bro?
That's like what's a pig's ear?
In the white wrapper with the. Oh my god!
There's times I really wish that like the people on the show could actually see what happens behind the scenes, because there is some gold that happens behind there. That's all I'm going to say. It took me all of that 10 seconds of the intro to pull myself together before we came on the show, man. It's already starting.
You guys are funny. And if, like you said, we should do some outtakes or something like that. But dude, it was a good weekend, man. The blessing in disguise about being sick was I was in bed all weekend, and all I got to do was watch football. So Friday and Saturday, I got to watch a lot of college football, and then Sunday was all NFL, and there were some good games, man. There was a lot of close games, a lot of entertaining games. I think the slate on Thursday was awesome. All three games were pretty competitive, fun, action-filled games. So it was definitely a good weekend of football.
Yeah, and I didn't expect that either. When I think the one I was looking forward to the most was the Cowboys and the Giants, but the Lions and the Bills were really good, and then the Vikings and the Patriots were really good. Both of those games came right down to the end, so that was awesome. That's a great segue. We'll go right into our winners and losers of Week 12, and this time we're going to shake it up. We're going to start with Slick, man. I know you got something on your mind. So let us know who's your winner of Week 12.
My winner of Week 12 were the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know. Like, people talk and they say what they say about Sunshine, but like he made. I feel like that game he made a statement. Like he looked like Clemson Trevor Lawrence.
He did, and you wanted me to bring up some clips, right? You want those for the winner, or do you want those for the
loser?
Okay, so when we watched that, okay, now those two throws that Trevor Lawrence made to go ahead in that game, they weren't gimmies. Like, I think the first one was kind of a fade, like a slot fade to I don't think it was a slot fade, but it was to Marvin Jones.
It was just a one-on-one.
Tight contested throw, makes that, and then the 2-point conversion to really just Jones. A one-on-one, and it's a rocket.
You can't put it any better than that. It was up to the receiver to make the catch. That's the only thing that could have came out of that.
Yeah.
It's either a drop or a catch. That's it.
How often, right? Like, I mean, we'll talk about the Ravens and kind of what they've kind of gone through, because they've been up in a lot of games and they've lost the lead in some of these games. But let's focus on Trevor Lawrence and the Jags just for a minute. We don't talk a lot about them. They're not really in the race. And we kind of, at the beginning of the year, we didn't know what to expect from him. Now we've seen, quite a bit from him. Do you think they're starting to turn the corner with Doug Peterson? I've been hearing some buzz in the media about what the players think about him. I think one of the players said, I literally would die for this guy.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Did you see and I forget who the player was, but he said it was a veteran guy. Maybe somebody could help. I'm not sure, but he said, I feel bad for Trevor Lawrence because for his rookie year, he had to deal with Urban Meyer. And now, he's got Doug Peterson, and I would literally die for that man. And that I saw that in Philadelphia. That he wins the players over, he wins the locker room over. And when you have a coach that you can get behind like that, man, it's crazy what you guys can do as a team. And I think that Jaguars game, it wasn't one-sided either way. It was a back and forth battle. The Jaguars kept battling back. It was lead changes, and dude, they played good football. They played a good game, and it's like it's every other week we're talking about the Jaguars, like whether we, what are they, or what can they be? I don't think they're that team this year, but if they keep growing, man, I think they got something special going on down there in Jacksonville.
The fact that we talk about them pretty much every week lets you know that they are on the right track.
Oh, absolutely.
Because last year and the year, probably other than Broyles' first year when they did the unthinkable, everything about the Jaguars everything was negative. So the fact that we're talking about how they look, if they get this piece or that piece, or if they do this and do that, they can look like this. I feel like that's a plus for the organization.
I think the biggest thing right now that we're seeing is that they're playing for the coach. That's a big change from this time last year when there was all this stuff. I don't even know if Urban was the coach at this time last year. I can't remember when he got fired. I think it was mid-season though. It was,
I think it was early.
Yeah, he didn't make it through
mid-season.
But nonetheless, you see those players playing for him, and that's something that you kind of look for this time of the year. Maybe a team that's not really contending, right? That's trying to make a playoff spot. I mean, they're still hanging around. They're not going to make a playoff spot. We know that, but the players are playing hard, and I think that's when you can see you got the right guy in the building, and there's something to build on for the next year. So that is pretty exciting, man.
The lead up to the following year. Yep.
It's fun to watch. I enjoy watching them play.
Yeah. Drew, who's your winner of Week 12, man? What stood out to you?
So I know last week, man, I went in kind of hard on Zach Wilson, and I just want to double down on that because he is a piece of crap. And my winner of the week is the Jets and Mike White. All right, Mike White went out there, and it was pouring rain here in Jersey on Sunday. Man, we had really, really bad weather. And I'm like, oh, man, this is going to be a run fest, and we'll see who's got the better run defense or who turns the ball over, less. Contrary to what I thought, Mike White went out there and had a great game, and they looked like a damn good football team. The Jets. He throws for over 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. Man, he just came out there and was slinging it. He was saying the right things. He said it's all about the guys in the locker room,
Yeah.
Kind of burying. I don't know, Zach Wilson. Was he even active for the game? I'm not sure, but
no, he was on the sideline, and they kept showing him. He had like this hood on because it was raining and stuff, and they just kept panning to him.
After the first drive, White, they go down and score to kick a field goal or something, and you see White and Flacco and the other QB, they're all huddled around watching the film, and then Wilson's nowhere to be found. I was like, dude, this guy is checked out. He's checked out. He's done. He's a pansy. I like that, Ricky. He's a pansy. And he doesn't. Yeah, he ain't gonna last. Or he's done. I think he's done in New York. I don't know.
Well, we know what the NFL stands for Zach Wilson right now. It's not for long. He keeps having that attitude, and it's for real. Like this isn't just another position out there. This is the quarterback, which is the face of the franchise, right? You got to get up there. You got to say the right things. You got to take accountability when it's not your fault. Running back fumbles, I handed off. It was my fault. It was bad handoff. Every time in Germany when I would hand the ball off to BP and he would get tackled for a friggin' loss, that was my fault. I own that. I took that. I said I should have blocked that guy or something like that, or maybe we should have been playing lesser talent or something. But, It's a good thing it didn't happen very often, Drew.
You had to say that for the year after I left when you were putting all
I
your
did.
highlights together, I guess.
I did.
But
absolutely.
No, the Jets are my winners, man. I think they played well. The poor Bears, the poor Bears. Like, what can you say? But
I know,
dude. Jets, they're 7-3, 7-4. Now
Yeah,
you're making a run. You're making a run to the playoffs. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, if it ended right now, they'd be in the playoffs for the first time, and I don't even know how long. Slick, what did you think about Mike White, man? I mean, it seems like the legend of Mike White continues. He had a little bit of a following before I know that he's come in and won some games as a backup before Zach Wilson was even drafted, I believe. Or no, when Zach Wilson went down last year, right?
Yeah, he came, and then he won a few games, and then he got hurt,
and then that's when Flacco came in.
Yeah.
And I was wrong. I was wrong last week, and I saw it in the comments. Somebody said White is starting. I didn't know what they meant, but yeah, I thought Flacco was starting last week.
I thought Flacco was going to start too.
Yeah, no.
But to answer your question, BP, I agree with Drew. The kid definitely stepped up and made some plays. He did what he was supposed to do. He answered the call. And it wasn't like a game management type situation. Like, you're right. Like, they just let him play quarterback, and he, like Drew said, in the rain, Wilson made some plays. His other receiver, Braxton Berrios, like those, Elijah Moore, those guys made plays. Mm-hmm. On top of the fact of running the ball, defense came up with stops when they needed them. Like,
dude, and that place was loud. That place was loud, which they haven't had in so long, man.
He looked relaxed.
They got two good teams there.
It's
East
fun.
Rutherford.
It's fun to be able to watch, man. I got a little thing for this Jets team, man. I kind of like them, so.
Yeah, because the Jets and the Giants play in the same stadium, right?
I do. Yeah, I'm a big. Yeah, they play in the same stadium, and I'm a big Salah fan, man.
Yeah,
I'm a big.
It's cool.
Mike the McDaniel fan too from my. He's all the clips that are coming out of him mic'd up.
He's hilarious. He's hilarious.
He's just a kid.
I'm feeling dude too. Just for the simple fact
he's just a kid. Right? He's a kid who's an NFL head coach, man.
That's why I'm a fan, because I'm kind of like, I kind of feel like I'm in that situation as far as me just starting to coach high school, even though I probably should have a long time ago, but I'm just getting into it. And in my area, like in Manatee, Sarasota County, majority of the head coaches are like older guys that's been doing it for like 15 years plus. Mm-hmm. But they're stuck in their ways. They feel how they feel. They know football in the light that they know football. So it's kind of like, oh, you young guys, you guys don't know much, and you da 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 da. So when I see a young guy doing it on that level, and he's really doing it,
yeah,
I'm a fan.
And the players love him. But yeah, BP, who you got, man?
Yeah, they love him. I love McDaniels. We'll talk about him. But my winner of this week is the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow. They're starting to come around, right? Like, they're starting to look like that team that we kind of expected them to. And rumor has it, Jamar Chase is going to be available this week for their big matchup against the Chiefs. Joe Burrow has gotten a lot of slack this year, hadn't really played well, especially the first couple games. Now, all of a sudden, he's starting to put it together, and they're starting to go. They're 7-4. They're tied with the Ravens for the division lead. I think the Ravens have the tiebreaker on them right now, but they're starting to play their best football at just the right time, right? Like, this is what we want to see from these guys that are going to be out there contending. So my winner this week is the Cincinnati Bengals. It's good for football when Cincinnati's out there. The jungle's getting loud and all that stuff. What do you guys think about the Cincinnati Bengals?
I'll tell you what, man. Anytime that you can hold Derrick Henry to under 40 yards rushing in a game is pretty damn impressive. Now, granted, we, myself included, probably being the biggest proponent of, kind of early in the season, gave the Bengals the clear road to the Super Bowl, which clearly isn't the case anymore. I thought that they had the potential to be one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL, and they still do once Chase gets healthy. They haven't shown that yet, but if they can get back to the way they were playing last year and still keep rolling, and even last week, like I said, you shut down Derrick Henry, who's probably one of the most, if not the most dominant running back in the game. They're on a good path, man. They got some good things going, and it's only going to help having Chase come back.
Yeah, and that's his guy. So he's been doing this, without his guy. Joe Mixon was out last week, so they had to do it with P. Ryan, and
Right.
he goes out there and
He
he
had a
plays a
game.
good game.
He had
Yeah,
a game.
he absolutely did.
P.
So
Ryan
you
had a
can-
game. You had Hurst came in, the tight end. He made some plays. Higgins and Boyd. Boyd stepped up. Like he had guys that stepped up and did what they need to do.
And that was no slouch that they played against, right? Like that was no slouch. The Tennessee Titans, I expected the Titans to play really well, and for them to beat Tennessee, who has been playing good football all year long. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, not everything can be hunky-dory, right? I know we got some losers in there. And Slick, I know that you cannot wait to talk about your losers. So you want me to play the clip first? What do you got?
My losers are the Ravens. Play the clip.
All right. So we got the all 22 here of the last two plays. So let's get it up here. There we go. So 21 seconds left in the game. That's a dime. That's an absolute dime by Lawrence.
It's a dime.
What do you see? What do you see, Slick?
The fact that I played both sides of the ball, Peters, you are a vet. You had a good jab. You lined up inside. You squeeze. But why, when you get past the goal line, do you just kind of just forget about the receiver?
Yeah, right there.
He
turns around. He's not touching him at all.
At all. Like, this is like youth league, high school. You squeeze, you use the sideline as your second defender. Quick jab inside, you squeeze, open up hips, and you just push him to the sideline. Why did, like, and on top of the situation, like, we're up and we're trying to keep the lead. Why would you not keep hands on him? I'd rather you get a PI call and just give him the ball on the one, and maybe the defensive line may do something or a fumble or something, versus you just let him go. I don't understand that. Like, you're a vet. You're not a rookie. That's the thing that pissed me off the most. And that's not the first time he's given up plays this year.
He doesn't even make an attempt once the ball's in the air. And it's like you said, it's a great ball. And as a QB playing devil's advocate here, there's no defense for a perfect pass, but you got to at least make an effort.
It definitely was good ball placement.
I'm with you. Like, you got to have.
He made a play, but as a veteran DB, veteran corner,
you got to have a hand in his pocket.
Yeah, like
But
if it was the first quarter, okay, cool. But this is 2-minute no timeouts. They go 90 yards, 80 yards.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it was 90, Rick.
I think it was 90. I think it was 90. And how do you not?
If you look at this real quick, dude, where they're rushing up to the line, they have a play called. This is coaching, right? This is coaching. This is what we're going to talk about. Doug Peterson. They're ready to go and ready to line up. Look at the Ravens. This is the end zone shot of that same play. They're not even ready to go.
And you know what, BP? I agree with you. But again, in that situation, that is 1v1.
Yeah.
That's 1-on-1. Those are reps. And on top, again, he's a veteran.
If all that room he left him.
Yes. And Jones is not a small receiver.
No.
Like, and Peters has done this a few times this season where he's given up a late touchdown and the Ravens have ended up losing the game.
Ricky, does this put the Ravens at risk? Is this put the Ravens at risk here, or is this a lingering problem? Or like, what do they got to do to get it turned around here to make the final push?
Somebody needs to get on top of Peters, his head. Like, somebody need to really say something to him. I mean, I understand he's a bit of a loose cannon, but like that can't keep happening. Like I think he gave up a play against the Dolphins earlier in the season when the Dolphins can end up coming back. I think he gave up a play. Matter of fact, he did when Tyreek Hill just ran past him and he kind of like just stopped.
He's known to give up some plays. Absolutely,
he does. He does give up plays, but it's the type of plays that he's been giving up this season.
PP, I think we're gonna have to clip this up and maybe tag him on Twitter and see if he responds and see what he has to say about it.
Yeah,
nobody's called him out
to all of us.
Yeah.
Well, look at this one right here, Slick. Like this is the 2-point conversion that you wanted to bring up here.
So
And
for me, as a receiver, I'm like
Now you're
Drew
flipping
likes to
roles.
say,
All right.
I'm
You're
playing
flipping
devil's
roles.
advocate. As a receiver, if I come in motion, a slow motion, and I see he's playing outside of me, and I have nothing but space, I'm attacking his outside shoulder, and I'm either running a corner route or a back shoulder fade or a out route to the front pylon. Like, I just know that because he's giving me that. Now, playing devil's advocate. As a DB, you see he's doing a slow motion, not a rocket motion where he's just coming flying across the field. A slow motion, and he's still condensed, which means he's not going inside because you have a backer and you have a down safety that's right there. Why would you give him the outside the way you gave him the outside?
oh yeah,
On the 2-point conversion, this is the game winner. You're in the NFL.
We need to clip this up for Ricky's coaching resume, by the way, because he
Like,
can get a couple. He can get a couple coaching jobs right.
This is the type of stuff that this is the reason why I really feel certain stuff in the NFL falls underneath the Vegas, because it's no way you can sit here and tell me that is a NFL corner that gets paid millions of dollars and he does not know that. How not?
I mean, it's got to go to coaching sometimes.
You just
too.
pay it does, but again,
You know?
okay, so goes to coaching. He's getting paid millions of dollars. How are you not teaching your guy to pay attention to alignment?
Yeah.
To the speed of the motion by the receiver. He's still condensed. Like, he's not running a slant. He's not running a now route. It's only 3 options.
Ricky,
Everything is out.
Knowledge. I'm just letting him go. Like,
I'm so happy. Slick is lighting into the Ravens right now.
I
He's
think it's the
lighting
first
into their DBs.
Because that like
That's
as a
the first time we
receiver,
just had that.
like I love
Go
it.
ahead, Rick.
I love it as a receiver because as a receiver, I'm licking my chops if you give me that. But then I'm looking at it on some, like, you're an NFL DB. Like, how do you not see this? Like when he first went in motion, I'm watching the game. I'm like, either he's running an out route or a back shoulder fade, or he's going to give him something at the line and run a corner route, and the quarterback's just going to throw the ball to the back pylon and he has a win.
And on that 2-point conversion, he actually backpedaled the 2 steps,
Exactly.
like a step and a half. Like he was on the goal line and he takes 2 steps back. And then where did the ball get thrown? Right at the goal line.
And what do they teach you from youth league to high school? With goal line, you put your heels on the goal line when you're in the red zone. What are we talking about? Vegas.
Woo!
Gonna be a good one tonight, boys. Ricky's fired up. I guess I'll go now.
I just hate bad technique. I'm sorry. I hate bad technique.
I
hate
bad. I love
BP. You know how I am when it comes to receiver and DB. You know how I am about it.
I know. You almost told Peters you're gonna pop the trunk. I remember that. I remember it. I remember that.
Did he do that?
I remember that, bro. I remember when you got fired up over you trying to block me. I know how you get. But you're absolutely right. Like, it is bad technique. And this has happened to the Ravens over and over again this season. And it's a problem. They've had double-digit leads on every team they played this year. Double-digit leads. That's huge. And they've given it up 4 times.
Yeah,
that's
crazy. And it falls on because, again, with the Ravens, you guys know I'm a Lamar Jackson fan, but it pisses me off because – now, granted, this game, it wasn't his best game, but he didn't play a trash game. He played good enough to win. And the touchdown before they made that 90-yard drive, it put him up.
Yeah.
And he had struggled like two series before that. So for him to throw to it wasn't Andrews, it was the backup tight end, not likely the other one, 84. I forgot his name.
It was a weird name.
He scored a touchdown. So I'm like, okay, he answered the call.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they go 90, 2-minute no timeouts, and Sunshine comes alive.
He comes, and the thing that we would be talking about, just real quick, last thing on the Ravens, it was pretty close for Justin Tucker to make that 67-yard field goal, man. When they took that
it
shot.
Definitely was.
Oh my god!
It definitely was.
Too much humidity for him to make that.
Maybe 2 more inches, 2 more yards. 2 more inches. I'm thinking about myself.
We'll go to you, man. Who's your loser this week, man? I love it. That was great stuff, Slick.
I don't know if I can top that. I'm just gonna,
Drew, just be you, Drew. You taught me, promise you.
Not this week, bro. I don't have it in me this week. My loser of the week goes to that abysmal freaking mess of a quarterback. I don't know what to think of him. 1 week he's great, 1 week he's washed up. My loser of the week is the Buccaneers. You go out there, you got some momentum going into this week, and you go out there and you freaking lose to the Cleveland Browns. Brissett's playing with a little bit of passion because he knows it's his last game because Watson's coming back. But you go into Cleveland, you're supposed to win these games, and if you want any shot, you're as bad as you are or as average as you are, you're in the mix in the NFC. And you don't have, or you go out there and you lay an egg against the Browns, and it's just, dude, those are the kind of games that Brady never lost,
right?
And now he can't win them, and that's what's kind of leading me to believe that maybe he's done after this year because you never see Tom Brady lose to the Cleveland friggin' Browns, So
Never.
my Buccaneers are my loser of the week.
They've been all over the place. They've been all over the place where it's they're playing good defense and their offense is struggling, or their offense finally kind of lights it up. Like this was 34 points that they put, or 27 points on the Browns. And Njoku makes a hell of a one-handed catch of his life, probably, that Brissett threw to him to pull that off. But you throw it up.
He's a you, baby.
He is. But man, you're right, Drew. These are games that Tom Brady doesn't lose.
Yeah,
right.
He doesn't lose those games, and they just don't look. They almost take the persona of him. They kind of look old, and that's not an old team. But then they lose Tristan Wirfs. He goes down. He's going to miss some time.
That's a big loss, man.
Their whole offensive line's been in shambles since training camp, quite honestly. And Tom Brady, you know what? Father Time's undefeated, and he's starting to make a comeback.
You know what I feel. I feel Tom Brady has become a victim of the Tampa Bay nightlife.
Oh, hey, we saw him after the Super Bowl win, getting a little tipsy, throwing Super Bowl trophies across the boats.
From experience, Tampa nightlife, it will get you. The fact that he has went through his whole divorce and everything else, and now he's singling and mingling. Probably, he's in the 813.
Too much Dancing with the Stars.
813. He's
singer.
Tampa nightlife might have.
Either way,
performing
man.
that way.
The Buccaneers
performing that way.
The Buccaneers got to figure it out. You got 5 weeks left in the season.
Yeah,
you got to figure it out, man. Are you going to make a run or not? Because if you do, and you get anything close to the old original Tom Brady, they can make some noise. If you get what you got last week, man, you might as well just pack it in and you might as well retire for real this time because you ain't going anywhere.
I'm telling you, no. Brady has to in the atmosphere where it's nothing to do but just lock in and study and play football. Yeah, Tampa is not the place for Brady. Yeah, no. He figured it out last year, but this year,
as crazy as this sounds, they're under 500. They're 5-6. And they are still winning that damn division right now. Yeah, they are leading that division. They would have a home playoff game. Yep.
But that's the thing. You got a chance to take off with it. You got a chance to run away with it, man. But you're not doing it. And, that's why they're my losers of the week.
Well, my loser of the week, boys, is the Buffalo Bills. And you're looking at me like they won on Thursday. How could they possibly be your loser, BP? How could that happen? Because we had high expectations of what the Bills were. Everybody in the media was crowning them the AFC champion and the Super Bowl champion even before the season even starts. I'm guilty of it. I'll say I was right along that train. But I turned it on Thursday, getting ready to have some awesome food. And I'm watching Josh Allen almost throwing picks. I'm watching that defense give up 25 points to the Detroit stinking Lions. The Detroit Lions. What are we doing? And why are we crowning Josh Allen this football guy? What has he done? Like, really, what has he done? He's done nothing.
I keep asking the same question.
What has he done? His greatest achievement so far in his career is a divisional playoff loss against the Chiefs. Like, that's it. Joe Burrow's accomplished more. Patrick Mahomes has accomplished more. You got Aaron Rodgers who's accomplished more. You have all these guys that are out there that have, quite frankly, played better, higher level football. Is it because he hurdles guys? Like, is that it? He's thrown 11 stinking interceptions at the halfway point this year, and 5 of those are red zone picks.
Yep.
Like, if the Buffalo Bills, and they lost Von Miller for who knows how long, he's going to try to play. But that
I heard it was either meniscus or ACL. I heard it was one of them.
Yeah, it's not ACL, which it looked like it possibly could have been, and I guess it's meniscus or MCL strain or whatever. Yeah. He's trying to play against the Jets, which I don't think is a great idea here in a couple weeks.
It's not. Yeah, he needs to
goes
relax.
Out there. He's not going to be the same guy.
No, he won't.
Right? So we're watching teams put up points on them, and quite honestly, I don't trust them in really any of their. I think the Patriots could possibly beat them this week. I don't think they will. But it's not in like would we be shocked if it happened at this point? Well, from what we've seen of them the last 3 weeks, wouldn't shock me.
BP, can I just ask you something? What are you smoking, cuz?
Oh my God.
Josh Allen is still the guy. Are you talking about a guy who's had over 70 touchdowns the last 2 years?
I should have known he was
and
being
over
quiet.
1,000 yards rushing with another 10 to 12 to 15 touchdowns. A guy who puts his freaking life and limbs on the line every single week in and week out, ready to run people over. You don't see Josh Allen sliding. Maybe he should. You don't see Josh Allen running out of bounds. Maybe he should. No, he's dropping his shoulder. He's hurdling dudes. He's just a big boy from Wyoming who's got a lot to prove. He's got a chip on his shoulder. And guess what? He's one of the best quarterbacks, I would say, top 3 in the NFL. And I'm sticking to it. All right. He's one of the
I got to take your shades off of this. What?
He's one of the most electric. I don't know if he's top 3, but he's one of the most electric guys to watch. He's fun to watch play.
I'll give you that. I'll give you most electric.
And
one of the most electric.
He's putting up numbers that you say,
I can't give you top 3.
What are you like? What have you done constitute in your eyes? Like, what do you have to do something in Brandon Peebler's eyes? I would like to know.
BP, I'm not going to answer for you, but let me say what I say before you say what you say.
All right.
So, Drew,
I'm gearing up.
I hear what you're saying, but I think BP's more on the same page as me because, again, like he said with Josh Allen, since he's been in the league, they've really been putting him in this whole tier as if like he's going to be the next Tom Brady, the next Aaron Rodgers, the next Drew Brees or whatever. But me personally, again, I'm a Lamar Jackson guy, but I feel like it's really not too much of but for whatever reason, they make Josh Allen seem like he's up here.
Absolutely.
And Lamar Jackson and Tua and all those other guys are below. And it's like, what? Like, and it goes back to what BP said. What has he done?
Yeah, but these guys, let me set the record straight here. These guys aren't crowning him the next coming for nothing. Because the first 2 years of his career, he was very mediocre, average at best. But 2019 or 2020, 21, and 20, whatever the last 3 years were, he's been playing good football.
Yes.
Good football.
Now, here's the thing, Drew. I'm not saying that he's not going to be that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we crowned them before they went out and achieved something. We put Josh Allen the first 6 weeks of this season talking MVP, and he was playing well. But my problem is, and it's the same problem that you have, Drew, when I see 23 touchdowns, 11 picks, when I see 63.9% completion percentage, there's 18 quarterbacks that have a better completion percentage than he does right now. Yes, he's lighting it up. Yes, he throws touchdowns, but he also throws picks, and he throws them at some inopportune times.
Gunslinger. He's a gunslinger. He's a
gunslingers get
shot. Goes out there and tries to make friggin' plays, and he puts a team on his shoulders. And sometimes he climbs the mountain, and sometimes he might fall down the mountain. But damn it, he's gonna try and climb it no matter what. And I could get behind a guy like that.
So, Drew, let me ask you this.
No. What?
Would you take Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson?
I don't know. I don't have Lamar's stats in front of me. Like,
But I'm just asking based off of they came in the same year, if I'm not mistaken. Right or wrong? Am I wrong?
I'm not sure. Did they? I will tell you that I liked Josh Allen coming out of college more than I liked Lamar Jackson. But I did not like Lamar. I did not like Lamar Jackson at Louisville because as transferring into an NFL.
He won the Heisman and almost won it his second year. How?
Yeah. Well, he ran for like 8 million yards.
Yeah, and he threw for like what, 3?
Yeah, against
a year
against the team that BP was playing in Germany.
No,
like, what are we doing here?
No, did you not watch the Clemson game when him and Deshaun Watson went head to head?
Oh man,
yeah,
you're right. I'm not a big statistician like that, Ricky. So you might have me there, but I was not a big Lamar fan.
I am, just because I feel like he's done it his way and he's been proving people wrong, and for whatever reason they keep moving the goalpost on him. I don't like that. Because they talk about how he should have been. I don't think they're moving the
goalposts on him. I think they're moving the goalposts on him in your mind.
No.
He's got
the commentators,
one of the most hyped quarterbacks in the NFL. But you got people putting him in the top 3 or whatever.
Yeah, does he athletes, not quarterbacks, not quarterbacks, because they still talk about how he should have been a receiver or running back.
In that right now, then.
Hey, you say what?
If you want to talk about it, where's Jalen Hurts in that right now? Because Jalen Hurts just set the first ever quarterback to throw for 7,000 yards and rush for 1,500. Like,
no, but this is the first year Jalen Hurts has done that with a number 1. Lamar Jackson has been relevant since he's been in the league. You got to remember year 2
career yards. That ain't this.
Year 2 he was the MVP. Year 2 he was the MVP.
I think Lamar, his biggest thing is he needs to win some playoff games. That's what I want to see from Lamar. I want to see him when they're able to. There's been a multitude of reasons, right? Injuries, their defense has led up a lot, and that he's being like, that's what hurt him this year. Because quite honestly, with double-digit leads in every single game, you shouldn't be losing 4 of those. You know, and quite honestly, they've lost almost 6 of those, so that's a big deal. Going back to
talk about moving the goalposts, you're moving the goalposts on Josh Allen. I'm getting tired.
I'm not because
everybody is.
No, what did you just say not too long ago? Because he drops his shoulder, he should slide, but he doesn't. He should run out of bounds, but he doesn't. He hurdles over people, but he doesn't. This is stuff that Lamar Jackson has been doing since high school, but they label him as a receiver or a running back when he does it. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Josh Allen has more rushing yards than Lamar Jackson this year.
He might.
That's true.
You know what? I'm not a stat guy, Rick. But
so what are we talking about?
I'm looking it up right now. I'm doing it right now because now I'm starting to get a little agitated here, pal.
I like Josh Allen though. That's the thing. I really do like Josh Allen. I really do. I like him at Wyoming.
God, he's got 2,200 passing yards. I had more passing yards in my friggin' first 5 high school games than he does in 11 NFL games. 2,200 passing yards.
Who does?
Lamar.
I'm not saying he has crazy stats. I'm just saying he's balanced. How many rushing yards does he have?
Usually when you produce stats, you produce wins.
Let's see how many he has. And then
how many rushing yards does he have? I know he should be over 1,000.
I don't know. I'm looking 1,000.
Over 1,000 already? Let's see. Rushing.
Is it?
He's got 755. And
so he's not even over 1,000.
No, and Allen's got 561. But Allen's got 3,100 passing yards.
What did we just say though? He's a gunslinger. Lamar Jackson isn't a gunslinger. How many touchdowns does Lamar have, and how many picks does he have?
17 to 7 for Lamar.
All I'm saying is you talk about moving the goalposts on somebody. Like,
they do.
I'm not moving the goalposts on Josh Allen. All I'm saying is pump the brakes. Let's see them go and beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. They did in the regular season. Let's see them beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. They're going to have a run, and they're going to have. My whole reason that they're a loser is because if that's what your expectations are to get a game-winning field goal on Thanksgiving in Detroit Lions,
that's
you got a ways to go.
BS too, BP, because the Lions are. We talk about it every week. It's any given Sunday in the NFL, and the Lions are playing good football. The Lions have been playing good football.
And they have a coach that all of them are playing. But
we don't talk about the Chiefs like this,
and it's a tough.
We don't talk about the Chiefs like this.
You're going into their place on Thanksgiving, which is a tradition for them. It's not an easy game to win.
It's not.
No, but they stayed there because they were snowed in.
You beat the Lions by 3 points. Come on, cuz when did we stop When do we
But-
stop valuing wins in the NFL?
But Josh Allen
Allen
didn't have to play the way he played.
I'm keeping that in my mind, Drew, when we talk about my Niners, bro. It's
Your
coming up.
Niners suck. Move on.
Why we moving the goalpost, Drew? All right, let's go into just some quick news. I'm not even going to play the tune because we don't have a ton of it. There's two big things that everybody's focused on right now, and number one is Rams All-Pro defensive tackle Aaron Donald has officially been ruled out. It's Wednesday. He's already ruled out. He's got a high ankle sprain. This is the first time that Donald's going to miss a game due to injuries. But this is a big thing, fellas. This is what stood out to me, is that the Rams so far have lost Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, Allen Robinson, and now Aaron Donald. There's a whole bunch of other guys that are along that. But, I mean, should he even play? They're done. They're done. McVay's getting hit in
they have 3 wins, right?
They're done.
Shut them down. Shut them down. Get ready for next year. I don't know what the hell happened to the Rams this year. They shouldn't be where they're at, but they are for whatever reason.
Injuries,
Let's find it.
Ranked dead last.
Dead last. Now, real quick on this, do you think McVay after the season's done?
No. McVay
think
was
he's
almost
coming
done
back?
on Sunday when he took that jaw shot.
Oh, that was rough.
Did you see that?
Yeah, oh my God.
It
Oh
looked
my God.
it looked like it like swell up like instantly.
Yeah.
I thought he could have broke his jaw. Like, quite honestly, that was rough.
Nah, I think he's coming back. I don't think he's going.
You guys would be calling him soft, so whatever.
Oh, hey, I think we hit a little soft spot on Drew. He's got a thing for Josh Allen. Got to keep that in mind.
No, but that's the thing. I like Josh Allen. Like, I don't hate him. I like him. I like the way he plays the game.
Move on. Move on.
He had to take the headphones off to say it.
He didn't want to hear it.
That's what you do when you're coaching. You don't want to hear what the assistant coach has got to say. Take off the headphones, cuz I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you.
I just
you know
put him
what
on my
I'm
neck.
You know what I'm talking about, Rick, too. You don't want to hear what the other guy says? What's that? What? I can't hear you.
Hey, I just put him on my neck and I walk the other way. I walk
That's
to the
funny,
opposite side.
I do it. I look at him, too. I turn around and I look up top to the booth and I go like this.
You would, dude. You totally would. All right, last thing. According to Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers is expected to play this weekend against the Bears. Now, I do expect him to play. He said that he got some good news from the scan or whatever, but he said something that kind of triggered me. And Drew, I know your guys' blood pressure is already up, but this one pissed me off. Aaron Rodgers said that he wants to play as long as they are mathematically still not eliminated from the playoffs. Like,
I'm fine with it.
You're fine with that?
I'm fine with it, dude. He's old.
Man.
He knows what he knows. Yeah, dude, I'm 45 years old. I'm not going out there and friggin' killing myself if we have no shot at the playoffs. It's my last year. I'm retiring in 4 months, 3 months.
You think he's going to?
He's done, dude.
You think he's done?
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
I don't think he is.
I think he's done. I'm retiring in 3 months. I'm trying to stay as healthy as I possibly can. Let the kid Love play. He played on Sunday night. He's the next coming. Let him go, man.
You know what I can see Aaron Rodgers doing? Because he did sign like a crazy deal with the Packers, right?
Yeah.
I can see him retiring and
For
coming
1 year?
back. Yeah,
Like
one
he
year,
pulling a Brett
1 year,
Favre?
and coming back and
Favre?
playing with somebody else.
It wouldn't
Since
shock
they don't
me.
want to let him outside it. Like I can see him doing that. He's not done.
No.
He's not done. If you
Yes,
put him on
Larry.
another team with weapons, I feel like he can still get it done.
If he comes across the right opportunity, you know, that'll happen. Larry, yes, Watson is news. He is making a return this week, but I don't know what we're going to see from him. And quite honestly, Jacoby Brissett's been leading that team. So I hate to see him lose his job to somebody coming back.
Yeah.
I know.
I saw him. Yeah, they already said
Yeah,
Deshaun
That's
Watson
done.
starting.
So
I mean, it's business.
Watson starting.
It's business. They just gave him that crazy
maybe-
deal. Like they're not
Yeah.
putting him. They're not sitting him on the bench.
I just
Like,
hate it for Jacoby. He's been out there battling, right?
Yeah.
Every single
Right.
game
He was
he goes out
crying.
there and has
He was
that
crying
one.
coming off the field. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
agree.
toughest part.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
that's a really rare situation too. Like very rarely do you know, like when this is my last game for this team
Yeah,
right
it
now. that I'm
reminded me of,
starting, right in
Shane
the middle of the
Falco from the Replacements. Remember?
season. Yeah.
Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Like, you know, like he knew that damn Ed Mondell or whatever was coming back.
Yeah, he
to
was
take
coming
his
back.
spot.
Oh, he was coming back.
Son of a
Hey,
bitch.
speaking of legends, boys, I half expected to still see that turkey on your head there. Papa, what's going on, man?
I don't know what you're talking about. That was some imposter last week. I don't have shit banging off my head forehead. That wasn't me.
Hey, Prophet, I got a question for you.
Shoot.
What do you call a fake noodle?
Go.
An impasta. Stupid.
I should have known that. Tony, did you know that one? He didn't hear it either.
That's okay.
Gee, that was good though. That was good.
Hey, how was your Thanksgiving, man? You were in Arizona. Like, how'd everything go? How'd your Thanksgiving go?
Thanksgiving was great. The flight home was brutal. My back's still screaming from it. That plane ride was awful, man. But it's all good, though. I mean, it's only going to hurt until the pain goes away.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, and me not being the brightest sometimes, I went out and I played around the golf on Monday when I got home. Probably shouldn't have done it, but I had a golf date with Jaguar.
Who's Jaguar?
Well, of course, it's Tiger's cousin. Yeah. Takes a lot of balls to play golf the way I do, man.
Almost lost. I almost
Tiger's
lost
cousin. Tiger's cousin Jaguar.
I can't do it. Oh my god. Oh, it's reeling in. All right, so
I can't.
Hey, we got some fantasy news we got to get to, man. This is playoff push time, right? There's usually 2 more weeks left in the regular season. So who you got starting this week? We'll start off at quarterback. Oh God.
1 second.
Jaguar.
That might have been the best one.
I wasn't expecting it either. I was so caught off. That he said that. Oh,
and the timing was great, man. Just when you had your drink in your mouth.
I almost spit it.
I'm surprised there ain't spray all over your screen.
Oh man.
Oh, gee. I gotta wipe my eyes.
Let's gather, boys.
Let's pull it together. All right. Fantasy football this week. Quarterbacks. Who's got a great matchup that you got to have out there that's going to take you into your playoffs?
Well, Mike White. You guys touched on him earlier. I mean, he played well last year in his short stint. He played great last week, and this is now his team. And he's going against a defense that just gave up 33 to the Patriots last week. I say you got Mike White, you get him in your lineup this week.
Ooh, okay, Mike White. Especially, there's some guys on byes, right? There's some guys that are hurt.
Couple of bye
guys
weeks.
Don't have good matchups.
And Mike White's definitely a guy that's out there too, which we'll talk about later. But he's out there in many leagues. So
all right,
if you need a quarterback, get him.
I like it. All right, let's move over to running back stardoms. Who we got? Like, who's your main guy this week that you got to ride?
You gotta put Aaron Jones in your lineup. You got him. Aaron Jones would be a first ballot, inductee if he played against the Bears every week. I mean, he feasts on the Bears. Larry can tell you that. He's probably got like 20 touchdowns in his career against the team. You got him, get him in there.
He always has it seems like a career game against the Bears. Rodgers has come out and said that, he owns the Bears, and I don't think Justin Fields going to play, right? I think he's still probably going to be out this week. So yeah. I love the Aaron Jones matchup against the Bears. Rodgers is hurt. I think Jones gets a ton of touches. I think that's spot on. Receiver-wise, what we got? Like, what we got, man?
Well, this guy is probably this is probably going to be the last week that he can be on this list. Christian Watson. After this week, he's going to be a no-brainer, and I'm not going to be able to use him here again. I mean, the guy's on fire. He's got 6 touchdowns, 300+ yards the last 3 games.
6 touchdowns the last 3 weeks, right?
The last 3 weeks, yeah.
Jeez.
It doesn't matter whether it's Rodgers or Love throwing the ball to him. I mean, this kid's coming on.
Yeah, he's gonna play. He's gonna play from what I've seen. He's questionable just because I think he was a do not practice today, but from what I've read, they expect him to go.
Yeah.
Christian Watson's an absolute stud, and I expected him to do that early this season, but he's kind of been in and out of the lineup. Obviously, the Packers' offense have struggled, but he's caught fire those last couple of weeks. Let me ask you just a quick question, kind of off topic. Do you think the Packers are completely done, or do you think they can try to sneak in on this thing?
No, I think the Pack's done. They can't win the division. They're too far behind in the division, and they're not gonna make the a wild card. I think they're done this year.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, let's go to Siddons.
Well, let me get off topic
ahead.
here 1 second, okay? Let me ask you guys a question. This has been bugging me for a couple of days here. At what age is it appropriate that I let my dog know that she's adopted?
I think now.
Okay.
No better time
All
than
right,
now.
let's move on. Thanks for the help.
Yeah.
Three freaking bachelor degrees on the show, and that's the best I got, huh?
No
Okay.
veterinarians around here. All right, let's go. Let's move it over to the Siddons. Quarterback wise, who's got a bad matchup this week that you got to put on your bench?
Well, I don't know how this O-line's going to protect Mr. Immobile, Matt Ryan. I mean, going up against the Cowboys, this could this could be a long week for Matt Ryan. You got him. You got to put him down, like
the dog.
Like the dog.
The adopted dog.
The adopted dog.
But she doesn't know it yet.
Hey, I feel like we've been having to put Matt Ryan out to pasture all year, though. Like, he has not played well this year at all,
reference,
right?
I get it.
Right.
See, I like it. Just keep him going. All right, running backs. Ben, who you got?
Running backs. I got Miles Sanders. I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hit him?
Sit
him?
Sit him.
Why? What's going
Sit
on?
him.
Tell me why.
Top ranked defense. Tennessee, Tennessee doesn't give up a whole lot on the ground. They've only given up 3 rushing touchdowns this year. I honestly think Hurts is going to try and showcase AJ this week, going against his old team. And Hurts does like to take them goal line touchdowns away from him anyhow. He's got a lot going against him this week. So I'm putting Sanders on my bench.
Okay, Sanders on the bench. That's a tough one, especially this time of the year. But you want to know, I looked at that matchup as well, and I was wondering, do I let another guy go like Pierce? He's not been having a good week, good 3 weeks, I should say. Yeah. But that matchup's not good. Receivers, who you got on the bench this week?
In that same game, Treylon Burks. Similar situation to last week with Slayton in this slot here. Burks has a terrible matchup this week. Philadelphia's pass defense is not as bad as they were the other night. I think they're going to come out and try and make a statement, and Treylon Burks is a sitter this week.
All right. So waiver wire, I think you might have already had a little bit of a slip. Right, as far as White, is he going to be your pickup guy this week? Yeah,
Mike White, again, he's, let me see, I got 8.4% of the teams in ESPN leagues. He's available in most leagues, so, yeah, Mike White.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, it's ironic that I'm going with these Jets now. A couple of weeks ago, I said they were done, but this change of quarterback is giving them new life, and I like it. Zonovan Knight. I mean, Michael Carter got hurt last week, and Knight filled in. I didn't notice at the time, but James Robinson was a healthy scratch last week.
That's never a good sign.
Yeah, which is saying, they traded for him, but they don't care too much for him. Zonovan Knight could be a good play this week.
Okay. Now. Yeah, go ahead.
And the last of the receivers, Slick Rick, you were hitting on, showcasing them. This is A. Jones. I mean, Sunshine and Zay Jones, man, they look like they're getting a real nice rapport together, and Lawrence is looking at him all the time. Zay Jones, you got a slot, get him on your team.
All right, I like it. Now, we had a winner in our DraftKings. It was a close week too. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. You guys sent across I think 159, 158 was the final, or so. Yeah, we don't know who the winner is, but
his name's Brian Killian. We got to get his information. We're going to put it out there on Twitter after this to try to get his info so we can get him paid. But we already have the new one out there. I haven't thrown it out there on Twitter yet. It will happen right after this the podcast. I'll get out on Facebook as well. So make sure you get in. $20 to the winner. We still doing the $5 boost.
You know what? We're gonna do away with the bonus this week because my buddy from Texas, Big Tex, he called me the other day needing some info, and I gave him some good advice, and he turned around and he Venmo'd me $10 today to put towards this weekend's gig. So this week is for $30 for the winner.
$30.
Yeah, $30.
Let's get it.
$30, free money.
Sounds good. Let's get in. Let's make sure you get in. I'll put it in right after. I'll put the info out there right after the podcast. You can find it on Twitter. You can find it on Facebook. Make sure that you get in. What else you got? You got any emails this week?
You know what? I'm going to forego my emails. There weren't, anything worthy of putting on the show this week. I answered them all on the computer so far. But again, I'm going to do a shout out here tonight. I forgot to get her in last week. Over and above the Blitz Nation, I hope you guys enjoyed the show last week, as much as we did. I want to give a big shout out to Kathy W. And Kathy W., me and Mrs. Proffit were sitting at our gate 2 Mondays ago at McCarran, and she came up to me with a couple of her friends, and she said, "Aren't you that guy on the podcast, the backyard?" Yeah. Long story short, I mean, she recognized me in the airport, and she said that they listen to the show every Friday night, and before they go to, I'm not going to say who it is, they're from Philadelphia, but they go to some sports book over there. It's not DraftKings, so we're not going to mention their name. But yeah, so I was talking with her for a few minutes, and I said, "Well, you know what? Who's your favorite person on the show?" And I'm thinking she was going to say Slinger, being from the area and all. But she said, "Slick Rick." They all three of them said Slick Rick at the same time. I said, "Slick Rick, really? How come?" And he's so mysterious. He's so sexy. I'm like, I think I found Slick Rick's biggest fan base.
Three old women in the airport.
Oh no! Oh, contraire. They were probably 25 years old, and
you say au contraire.
Proffit, I have to ask though, who won on Monday? You or the Jaguar?
Well, you know what? Again, I told you I had a bad back.
Did you leave your Viagra back there?
Let me put it to you this way, and I won't even have to answer you. I'll just tell you. I don't understand how I can hit an acre of fairway 5% of the time, but I can hit a 1-inch limb 95% of the time. So, does that answer your question?
You're saying Jaguar took it home.
Took it home.
Tiger Woods' long lost cousin.
Yeah.
Jaguar
The
Woods.
fact that he paused when you asked the question, that's why I started laughing, because I knew he was going to give us an answer that was going to be hilarious.
Man.
Jaguar Woods taking it down with the Proffit.
Oh, he said,
Well, hey,
Tiger
Proffit, we
cousin.
appreciate you, man, as always. You always have the great info. You got us laughing this time, as always.
Au contraire, mon frère. Leave it to Diadema.
We appreciate you, man, and we're going to get out of here and we're going to make some picks.
Keep on debating, guys. It's a great show, man.
Thanks, Proffit.
Thanks, man. We're masters at it.
All right, OG.
Master debaters here.
Master debaters.
All right, so let's take a look here. First, let's go into
Jack.
the fan picks here. So we got Griffin Mom number 1 took a 3-game lead, which is 5 weeks left. That's huge. Heeman 55 sitting there 110. Ice QB 110.
How about
Captain
Kimberly
Rockies.
going 13-3?
Hey,
Wow.
I was gonna get there. Look at this. This is my wife, man. This proves, okay, and we're gonna save this. She actually does listen to me, apparently. Apparently I don't listen to her because she had a way better week than I did. So 13 games for her. John 12-4. That's amazing. 12-4 from
Josh.
I mean,
Slappy.
Man, is that Josh? Oh, it is
Yeah,
Josh.
it's Josh.
I need
What
to
are
put
you,
on my
blind
glasses,
or something?
Yep, apparently I am. Hey, we covered that last week. All right. So we got that. Make sure that you get your picks in. Don't forget, you don't want to lose out on the Thursday night game, especially if you're in the thick of things here. And speaking of, I want to show this before we get into our picks. So here's the playoff picture as it stands now. We'll start on the AFC. We got the Chiefs with the 1 seed, Dolphins sitting there at number 2, Titans at 3, Ravens at 4, Bills at 5. We thought the Bills were going to be up there. That's why I said what I said, and I said it. Damn it, I said it. And we got the Bengals at 6, Jets at 7, by the way, which every Jet fan is excited to see them up there. On the NFC side, Eagles, obviously, number 1, Vikings 2, Niners 3. They don't suck, Drew. Bucks 4, Cowboys 5, Giants 6, and the Commanders 7. The entire NFC East would make the playoffs right now.
That's unreal. And
That's
the
crazy.
most surprising to that is the Commanders.
Absolutely.
Honestly, because they've gone from cellar to dweller a little bit, you know?
Oh, for sure. And on the bubble, we got, and you see some teams in here that we expected at the beginning of the season to be in the playoffs. You start with the Patriots and the Chargers. You thought that they would be there. The Patriots were almost a 1 seed last year. Browns, Raiders, Steelers. On the NFC side, the Seahawks just on the outside looking in. The Falcons are right there. Don't sleep on them. The Lions, like you said, Drew, they're starting to kind of creep up in there and win some of these games.
Yeah, NFC South, man. Anybody's got a chance.
They do. And then the Packers sitting there. What is that? Number 11. I think they're done. So let's move on into our picks. We're going to start off first with the Thursday night game. Lucy's pick of the week. We got the Buffalo Bills 8-3 going at New England 6-5. Looks like Vegas has the Bills at 4-point favorites. Let's start off with Drew. Who you like in this game?
17-point dogs. I don't want to start with me in this game. I want to start with you two in this game. Who do you guys pick to win?
I got the Bills.
I'd love to hear it.
I got the Bills.
Yeah. Why you got the Bills? They got a superior quarterback play?
I like Josh Allen.
Yeah, sure you do.
I do.
You really proved that a couple segments ago there,
No,
Ricky.
I
moving
like
the
Josh
goalposts on my
Allen.
board.
I just don't like how when he does the same stuff that Lamar Jackson does, they make it seem as if it's different. That's what I don't like. Or Tua.
Oh, I get it. There, yeah, I get it. Okay,
They do the same thing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But I
They
do
do.
like the Bills, and I like
It's
Josh
the
Allen.
media's. It's the media's
What's
fault,
the
right?
score? What's the score you got there, Slick?
To be honest with you, I think the Bills are going to blow them out. I think it would be I give them 35-14.
35-14.
I don't think it's going to be close. Like, I think Josh Allen to get his stuff together. Like, he played terrible and they still won.
Yeah,
That's true.
Like, his
That's-
weapons made plays. Like, let's be real, his weapons made plays. I don't think the Patriots defense has enough.
BP. I got the Bills in this game. Let's say I was going to go 35 to 17, but it's a lot. I don't like being so close to Ricky because, I want to give the people of Lucy's a chance. I'll say 34-16. I'm just kidding. That was a fake score. 30 to 12.
Did the remix version. I like it.
30
All
to
right.
12.
I got the Bills as well. I mean, what we expect the Bills to be and what they're capable of is way above what the Patriots are, right? Like, I think we saw the ceiling of what the Patriots were on Thanksgiving against the Vikings. I know this is a divisional game, and the Bills have not played well in their division this year. They've lost to the Dolphins. They've lost to the Jets. The only ones that they haven't yet is the Patriots. It's not going to happen this week. I do have the Bills. I do have them big. And yes, you're right. I expect Josh Allen to go off. This is what I want to see from him. It's what I expect from him. I don't want to see interceptions. I want to see touchdowns. I have the Bills winning this game 38-14.
Oh, we all got blowouts.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be close. I don't think Mac Jones is going to be able to keep it close. And you want to know what? That's it for our Lucy's New York style pick of the week. And remember, fellas, if it's not Lucy's, forget
about it. Has anybody hit the Lucy's pick yet?
Not yet. We've come close. We've come close. All right. This is a huge game. NFC East matchup. Huge, massive game. We got the Washington Commanders at the New York Giants, who've kind of been kind of slipping a little bit, right? They've been slipping a little bit over the last couple of weeks.
The G-men.
Little slippage. Yeah. What do you got with this, Drew? What do you like about this game?
Man, I can't believe I did this.
Did you click on one of those scan? No.
No, I could definitely believe I did that. I got the. I can't believe I picked the Commanders. I got the Commanders in this, and I just want to touch on one thing before we get in too far into this. I think what the Commanders did last week with that Sean Taylor memorial is the most abysmal, embarrassing,
horrible,
despicable display of anything that I've ever seen an NFL program do. And the fact that the ownership group is still in control is beyond me, because that was absolutely terrible. Yeah. They took a friggin' mannequin from Foot Locker and put three different jerseys, 3 different type brand uniforms on this mannequin.
Adidas cleats, Reebok
cleats,
Nike,
cutter gloves.
Adidas cleats, Reebok pants, and Nike. It was embarrassing, dude. And I hope that they correct it. And I said to my boys, I hope that the only explanation for this is the statue isn't done yet. Like, we're doing a statue, and this is just a placeholder, and this is all we could come up with on a short-term, quick thing. But I haven't heard anything like that, and I hope that they make it right, man, because Sean Taylor deserves better, man.
That kind of tripped me out, because his daughter, she's a freshman at Gulliver Prep. She plays volleyball. She has like a line for him, and I don't know if you guys seen the pictures and stuff of the Commander guys wearing it. Like, that's her own line that she created for him.
Oh yeah.
Wow. So I thought it was going to be like something bigger. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to see what they displayed, like you, and I'm a U guy. Shanti's a U guy. So like, I would want that to be
really
bigger.
Really pathetic. And shame on the NFL and all these places who showed it and promoted it and didn't
like
point
they were
out
proud of it.
Yeah, like they were proud of it. Shame on them, because it was bad, man.
Yeah,
but anyway, I got the Commanders in this game.
As a fan, I appreciate the fact that they put the idea into place, because they didn't have to.
It's a great idea, and it's 15 years overdue. Personally.
Exactly, it's 15 years overdue, and if you're going to do it, do it.
Yeah,
don't just put something up.
There's no question about it. Jeff just hit the nail on the head. It was pathetic. It was poorly thought out, and you had 15 friggin' years to come up with something, and that's what you get, man. That's embarrassing, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
Oh,
anyway, I got the Commanders.
Who you got so you got the Commanders, Slick. Who you got in this game?
I got the Commanders as well. Don't get me wrong, the Giants have been playing ball throughout the season, but they kind of been hit or miss. Like we talked about earlier, I just feel like the Commanders, ever since that speech when the head coach's mom died, I just feel like
in my mind too.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of like took that and rallied, and when McLaurin said what he said, like, I just feel like the team has just like bought in to what he said, bought in and jumped on the back of the head coach, and just I just feel like they've been playing like a different type of ball, like on a different type of level. So I went with the Commanders.
I agree with you. Now I'm going to take it a step further because not only do I think it's McLaurin and what Ron Rivera's done with that locker room, but Taylor Heineke coming in there has been some juice for them.
Yeah.
They have rallied behind this young man. He took him and got a victory against the Eagles, their only loss. I expect actually big things from the Commanders. I don't think that they're going to slip out of this playoff race. I think they're going to kind of turn into a team you don't want to play because just on the horizon, Chase Young's going to be coming back. He's going to be coming back with some fresh legs, right? And they got a lot of weapons over there. They got Dotson. They got McLaurin. They have Brian Robinson, who's been playing well. Their defense has been playing well. This is a team that I think is going to – we always talk about one of those teams every single year where they kind of scrape their way into the playoffs and you don't want to face them. The Washington Commanders can easily be that. I got the Commanders this week as well.
Heineke's that dude, man. Heineke was the dude at ODU too. I remember playing with him in NCAA 2014 at Old Dominion and just lighting it up, bro.
Oh, Heineke can play some ball. Here's a big matchup, fellas. We got the Tennessee Titans at the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, we know one thing that the Eagles don't do well, and that's defend against the run, and this is exactly what Tennessee does with their bread and butter. Drew, I'm really excited to hear what you have to say about this game, man. Who do you like?
So, like you said, man, they don't defend against the run very well, but with the additions of Lindale Joseph and Ndamukong Suh, they've been playing a little part. You know, they've been playing a big part actually in that defensive front. So it's going to change it up a little bit, but I do have the Titans in this one. I think, you know, the Eagles, I'll say great football team, but they're not invincible, man. They're not invincible to a strong run game. They're not invincible to a strong pass game. They're not invincible to a strong defense. And I think the Titans, it's just going to be one of them games where the Titans come out and they run the ball, they establish the run well, and it'll be a close game, I think. But I got the Titans in here, and I think they're going to squeak one out against the Eagles this week.
I like it. What do you got on this one, Slick?
You know who I'm picking. You know who I'm picking. I'm picking Philly. I'm picking Philly.
What do you like about this matchup, though? Because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking Derrick Henry's going to have a field day. I almost asked the Proffit, is it over under 200 for Derrick Henry? Because the Eagles just do not stop the run very well. That's kind of the chink in their armor, right? Is to play possession football, be able to run the ball down their throats. You still got Philly in this matchup. This is probably one of the better running teams in there. Why you got Philly? What do you like about them in this matchup?
So for me, so Titans just played the Bengals, right?
Yep.
I feel like Philly defense is more consistent than the Bengals defense. And they held Henry to what, under 40?
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for that screen pass that he had when he fumbled, what does he really do in that game? I feel like Philly defense is more important, more potent than the Titans,
and consistent.
And consistent. Then on top of that, on the offensive side, you have AJ Brown going against his former team. I feel like he has a point to prove.
Yeah, I mean, that is a dynamic in the game, and I did just get teleported into my ears that Proffit goes with the under on that BP.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. It just kind of
under the 44 and a half.
No, under the 200 rushing.
Oh, okay, under.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah,
got it. Okay, so Drew, you got the Titans. Slick, you got the Eagles. I thought about the Titans. I looked at them. I just can't do it. I expected them to beat the Bengals last week. And they didn't get it done. Now they're playing an even more dynamic type of offense. Now the Bengals, they throw the ball all over the place. They can run it, but the Eagles, they run it with their quarterback. They can throw it out to their dynamic playmakers in Devonta Smith and AJ Brown. I do think that they're going to struggle against the run, but Tannehill's going to have to make some plays with his arm, and he doesn't have an AJ Brown out there for him. He doesn't have that. So I got the Eagles at home taking this football game. Drew, I'm not even going to be mad if you win this game because I'm going to be like, I freaking knew it. I should have gone with the Titans. But I'm gonna pick the Eagles in this one. You guys knew I was going to have this one up. You knew it. This is a great matchup. This is the number 2 seed in the AFC right now against the NFC number 3 seed. You have Mike McDaniel, who probably spent more time with Kyle Shanahan than his own mother. Mike McDaniel's been with Shanahan for 14 years, okay? And he's taken that offense over to Miami, and we've seen what Tua has been able to do. We've seen what Tyreek's been able to do. This is a big game. 8-3 Dolphins, 7-4 Niners. Did surprise me that the Niners are 4-point favorites in this game, over under 46.5. Drew, who you got in this game, man?
I got the Dolphins. I just think the Dolphins are going to come out. McDaniel's going to be ready to go. He's going to have a plan against his. And it's funny how these coaches get up to play their former mentors, you know. So I got the Dolphins in this one. They're playing good football. They're a good team. All right, and I'm not sold on the 49ers yet. I like their defense, but offensively, I'm not 100% there yet. So we'll see. But I got the Dolphins in this one.
What you got, Slick?
BP. I like the Niners. I do, but again, the Dolphins has been playing different. Like I chose the Dolphins, and I respect you guys' defense. But yes. I just don't think your secondary can do much with their passing game.
Okay. It's going to be tough. Okay. It's going to be tough.
He's starting to shiver.
That's starting
to shake.
No, not 7-minute abs. No, it's 7's a key number. I got the Niners in this game. Shocker. But I'm worried about this game. No lie. Now, I went back and I did take a look at the Dolphins film this last week. Armstead, their tackle, who's their best left tackle, he strained his pec. Now they're saying he's going to try to play. The initial thoughts was that he's going to be out for a while, but what happened when he was out was the Texans in 11 dropbacks with Tua, they sacked Tua 4 times, and they actually end up taking Tua out the game mid third quarter. Now the Dolphins were winning and stuff, but it was not the same offense. Tua gets rid of the ball a little bit later, 2.6 seconds. He holds on to it a little bit more. This is going to be a little bit different. We're used to seeing the Dolphins try to get some of those big chunk plays. They rely on the run, much like the Niners. It's really the same type of offense that they run. It's going to be interesting to see, who's going to win in this game. It's going to come down to who's able to run the ball. I think that's going to be who has the most success. Now, the 49ers just lost Elijah Mitchell for the next 6 to 8 weeks, and Christian McCaffrey has a little knee irritation, which he was out of practice today. They do expect him to play Sunday. So I'm curious.
Far for the course with McCaffrey. But
I can see this game going either way. The Niners are at home. They're playing good football as the Dolphins are playing good football, but I got to take the Jedi Master over, the mentee, right?
No,
so I got
that's
this.
Not true, Harry.
I am taking my Niners. Every time you guys pick against them like this, I'm in for a good Sunday. So I'm excited for what happens this week. Now, this is a huge game. This is a rematch of the AFC Championship game last year. We've seen the Chiefs just kind of roll through teams this year, right? Now they're going against the Bengals, who are kind of getting healthy. They're playing good football. They're probably playing their best football that they've had all year. Drew, who you got in this game? We got Jamar Chase coming back. Do you think the Bengals have a shot?
Oh, I think they got a shot. I don't think they're going to get it done. I think Mahomes is still that guy. And he's going to I think the Chiefs are going to take it to the Bengals. It's going to be an offensive shootout. I can see like a 42-36 type game. I think it's going to be high scoring. It's going to be fun in Cincinnati. But, Chase is coming back. He's coming off a tough injury, though, so you don't know how good he's going to be. I got the Chiefs in this one, man. Okay.
It's hard to pick against them, man. It is really difficult to pick against Patrick Mahomes, and the way that Kelsey's playing right now is just unbelievable. Yep. Slick, who you got in this game, man?
Chiefs all day.
All day. Right. So Vegas has got it at 1.5 spread for the Chiefs as the favorite, which I thought was low. I honestly expected it to be 4 to 5. Vegas thinks it's going to be a close game.
Well, they give you, like you said, the rule of thumb is they give you 3 points for the home team. So,
okay.
I don't think it's going to be close at all. Don't get me wrong. The Bengals did jump back last week and showed us spurts of what they're really capable of, and they gave us a glimpse of what they did last year. Nah. As long as Mahomes is healthy, you can't bet against that guy. You can't.
That's true. Now, both you guys got the Chiefs, and I'm totally going to go right there with you. I'm going to go right there with the Chiefs. I want the Bengals to win, but my heart and my head is telling me it's going to be the Chiefs until we really see them get stopped and stymied. When the Bengals beat them last year, by the way, I think they beat them twice. It was just some unbelievable plays by Jamar Chase. He's been hurt. I don't know what to expect from him this week. I don't even know if they're going to be on the same page with Burrow. So we'll see, but I can tell you this, it's going to be a hell of a game. I'm excited to watch it, but I got the Chiefs. Let's take a look at our host picks for the entire week. Now we got some differences in there. Now, Drew, I jumped out to a 3-point lead. Now it's feeling pretty comfortable over here, but that could change. The one there's two games that stood out to me. I got the Steelers. Both you guys got the Falcons. I liked Kenny Pickett, what he did on Monday night. You guys not bought into him or what?
I was dead to the world Monday night, so I didn't really watch much of the game. But no, I got the Falcons in that, and I got to make up some ground on you, BP.
That's fair.
Quite frankly, so I see 3 red marks there. I see 3 wins that'll put us at a tie for next week.
And we got 4 differences too. You got Tennessee, so really that's 4.
Oh, true. Yeah. All right, so I see myself 1 up going into next week's show.
I like it. New Orleans and Tampa. Now, Tampa's traditionally struggled with New Orleans, and that's kind of why I went with them. New Orleans played a hell of a game last week defensively. They're starting to get a little bit healthier. Slick, you got Tampa Bay in this game. We talked a lot of trash about Tom Brady, how we didn't think him, but Drew, you picked him. Slick, you got him. What do you like about Tampa Bay this week?
It goes back to what we've been talking about. Even though Tom Brady has not been TB12, I feel like he still understands and knows that they are still here and they still have opportunities to still get in the playoffs. Well, make some noise in the playoffs, should I say. And I don't know. Okay. I feel like if I'm not mistaken, they play home too, right?
No, yeah, they're at home, but they struggle against the Saints, man. They really struggle.
They do.
Against the Saints.
They have always struggled against the Saints, home or away. I don't know. And I'm not a Bucs fan at all. But the Saints, to me, I feel like Dalton is not the guy.
No.
So it's like it's kind of. I just feel like all TB12 has to do is maybe put up 21 or 28, and they're good. Like. I just feel like Dalton can't produce offense consistently. And Kamara, I like him.
The ball twice last week.
Exactly. I like him, but like the last 2 or 3 weeks, he hasn't been Kamara. Like, I don't know if it's Cooper, the female basketball player he's been dealing with, has him a little unrattled, or I don't know what it is. But he hasn't been Kamara. Like, he hasn't.
He hasn't even been close, man. Well, boys, this time of the show, we got
Pop quiz, hot shot.
That's right. We got our hot shots of the week. Let's go ahead here. Let's start with Slick. You are fired up today, man. You were fired up with going at Marcus Peters, going at that entire Ravens secondary. Lamar Jackson's got you fired up. I cannot wait to hear your hot shot of the week, man. Let us have it.
So my hot shot of the week has nothing to do with football. My hot shot of the week goes to my missus.
Oh, bro.
Matisse Luther, Coach Luther. This year is her first year coaching as a head coach at Manatee High, which is my alma mater, girls basketball. They haven't been doing what she wants or what I expect because we're competitors, but every game they've gotten better. And she has a young team. So that's understood. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So the fact that she's still coaching, still doing what she's doing, hats goes off to her.
Hell yeah. It's not easy to coach, man. No, it's not easy to coach, and it's not easy to coach with a young team either. So
it's not. BP, matter of fact, you saw the comment when I said
I did. I saw that.
Coach, keep grinding and keep coaching. That's all you can do. Like
that's all you can do.
Hat
And
goes off
the
to
players
her.
are playing for her. You know that they respect her, right? And that's the biggest thing.
They-
By the
they
way,
give-
we gotta find a way to get all three of our families together sometime in the off season, something like that. We got to make that happen, man. I would love to meet both your misses. That's for sure. Drew, who you got, man? Who's your hot shot of the week?
Well, kind of like Ricky here, my hot shot of the week is no longer is not a football related person either. My hot shot of the week goes to my man, Kevin Costner, 67 years old. He's putting on the most must-watch. You talk about the Bills and the Chiefs and the Eagles being must-watch TV. No, must-watch TV comes on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on the Paramount Network with Yellowstone. And my guy Kevin Costner with this last week's episode just brings the fire back to friggin' television, weekly television. And in a world where we're so inclined to binge watch everything and we want everything at our fingertips and we want to go now, I got a show and my wife has a show that I look forward to every week, and that's Yellowstone. And Kevin Costner at 67 years old is just bringing the heat, man. Kevin Costner,
I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Hey, Yellowstone is no joke. Hey, does that make you want to come out this way a little bit, Drew? Come at least see the scenery. You know?
I lived in North Dakota for a little bit, so I did get a little feel for it. But Montana and actually North Dakota is closer to Montana than Idaho.
It is,
correct?
I think Idaho, Montana. I think North Dakota.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There, pal.
Yeah. Was BP voguing just then?
I was. Yeah. It wasn't that one though. Wasn't that one?
Hit me with the AB.
I hit you with the AB. All right, boys. My hot shot of the week is not. Well, I guess it is football related, but it's not American football related. Congratulations to the USA men's national team for moving on to the round of 16.
Finally.
I'll tell you what, boys, that was a crazy game. It was very politically charged. I don't know if you saw about all this stuff. Iran wanted the USA out.
Iran.
Playing some stuff.
You're not
Iran.
saying it. Iran.
I'm not saying it correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Not saying it correct. Unbelievable game. They play against the Netherlands on Saturday. They've never made it past the round of 16, so I'm rooting for them. Obviously, want them to do really well. And happens once every 4 years. I just can't get behind these guys falling down and just screaming over nothing and then coming back and playing just like nothing happened. I can't get over that. Still bothers me. But nonetheless, USA Soccer, my hot shot of the week.
Speaking of soccer, I won't be able to watch much American football this week because tomorrow evening I will be making a 7-hour drive down to North Carolina for my daughter's soccer tournament, 7 hours away in North Carolina, if I didn't mention that already. So that's going to be
North Carolina's only 7 hours away from you?
We're going like Raleigh area. Yeah, it said 6:45. Yeah. But we're heading down to North Carolina tomorrow after work for a soccer tournament. And just the things you do for your kids, because there's not enough teams in New Jersey that we could play. We have to drive to North Carolina to play a team from friggin' Maryland. So I'm looking forward to that.
I love it, man. Well, until next week, guys, we're gonna have a big show next week. It's time for the playoff push. But until then, we got to get out of here. We'll be back same time, same channel. Thank you guys. We appreciate all the comments, all the love, all the support. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Until then, we're out.
Blitz Nation, we love you.
Deuces.